Hey guys, it's Frank from Cruising with Wheels. Who wouldn't want to be on the road to Morocco? That's right, in this episode of my Tales from the High Seas. Flashback. March, April 2006. We were on a 2-week Mediterranean cruise aboard the Costa Europa. Now, this is before I met Kevin. And I went on this cruise with 3 of my friends. If you've been following of episode 1 and 2, you're now going to learn about our little trip to Tangiers, Morocco. We had a great time. You can see where Tangiers is located right here on this map. Now, we got off the ship and we loaded up on these big old buses. And they were going to transport us to in town and to see some exciting shows. Here's our tour guide. I can't remember her name, but she was nuts. I mean, she was a crazy Looney Toonie. And she was assigned to us on most of our excursions. Because what they did was, I mean, the whole ship was, it was like 5 Americans, a couple of Aussies, 5 or 6 Brits, but the rest were the Germans and the Italians. Maybe a few French thrown in there, just for good measure. But she was in charge of the Americans and the British, the English people. And I think she also did the Italians. So when we went on excursions, there was always 2 groups. And she would always translate. It was always in English, good morning, everyone, welcome, we're on our way to blah, 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 followed by, in Italian, the same thing. So everything was done, twice. But she was a loon. She is so, until we had so much fun with her. Here she is. Now, we made a stop on our kind of winding road to where they were doing camel rides. And we got to get off the buses, roam around, take some pictures. And you can see the camels were quite the big animals. I wasn't brave enough to get on one, but other people were. Take a look. We got back on the buses and we headed to this this area where they had pretty predominantly like a horse show. And the buses pulled in, we got out, it was this big kind of, I don't know, farm stable complex, because they had horses there. And it was set up for like banquet tables inside of all these really great souvenirs. I mean, I bought several things there. Lots of wood carvings and ivories and dishes and all sorts of things. So they had some shopping, but they had a horse show, which was really cool. Also, they had the snake charmers. I was dying. Okay, they were sitting there, just like you see on TV, okay? The men on the floor with the wicker basket and the cobra, the live cobra snake coming out and all that kind of nonsense. I was like, you better control that baby. I will freak out if that thing gets loose. So after the horse show and the cobra and everybody was in their costumes, for the tourists, trying to put on the big show, we boarded the buses after a couple hours, and we went back into town, and we kind of were doing the walkabout and looking at all the shops They had the fruits and the vegetable markets, and and all the meats. I mean, everything is open air, just open air markets of everything. It's just not like it is here. I mean, they're out there and they're like hacking up animal parts and trying to sell you tomatoes and beans and spices or whatever. It was fascinating, culturally fascinating. We walked by these great tradesmen. There were shops. Here's a picture of a man, and he's pounding out these metal plates. And again, I've seen this stuff on TV, like on the Travel Channel. And here I was standing there watching this elderly man, and he's pounding out, making these beautiful metal plate dishes. Really fascinating. Now, we were also with the British ladies from the cruise ship, our best friends on that cruise. We did everything together. And we were doing walkabouts with them and, shopping and kind of looking around at, the beauty that was Morocco. I mean, I never thought I'd get a chance to go there, that I would just be watching, from afar, from my living room on TV, in movies about Morocco, Tangier, Casablanca. And here I was standing in this beautiful country. My friend Billy, he he ended up in a shop and he bought this long hooded brown tunic that he wanted to get, and he was busy dickering with the shopkeeper. I'm not sure whether he liked the tunic more or he liked the shopkeeper more. I'm really not sure. Here they are. Back on the buses, we had another trip to one of the mosques, and you could see it, these tall towers from the skyline of Tangier. It's absolutely beautiful. We got there off the buses. The courtyard entrance leading into the mosque in itself was absolutely breathtaking and gorgeous. And of course, a visit anywhere in Tangiers wouldn't be complete without a goofy show from our ship's tour guide. God, I wish I could remember her name. She was a nut. We got inside, and it really was beautiful. I wish I had more pictures of the inside of the mosque, but I don't. And even my friend Kevin couldn't supply me with some pictures to show you, but I have one here. And again, the marble floors and the designs, and it was really, really breathtaking to see. And then there were prayers going on when we got there, so we had to really be quiet. All in all, it was a beautiful, pleasant, breathtaking cultural event in Morocco. But I have to say that what we did notice, and again, you have 4 gay men traveling, in Europe, and we're in Morocco, was that all we saw were men. I mean, what's up with that? Seriously, all around the markets, walking down the streets, passing by cafes, all we saw were men, arm in arm, walking down the street, men sitting at little cafe tables outside drinking coffee, men in the marketplaces. Where were the women? Where were the children? We didn't see any women, any children. It was all men. We were like, hello? Could Morocco be gay heaven? Oh, sadly, it's not. But we were like, is it just us in our mindset? Thinking, all I see are men everywhere I look. It was very interesting. But it was a pleasant visit, a wonderful cultural event. And I want you to take a look at some of the other pictures we have to show you of beautiful Morocco. I hope you've enjoyed my little trip down memory lane in this third episode of my Tales from the High Seas Costa Europa 2-week Mediterranean cruise. On behalf of Kevin and myself, we want to remind you to travel safe and cruise often.